that the marketing team is working on with our consumers. So now I want to tell you a little bit more about what's going to come over the next day and a half. So we have seen 4 key trends. First one being technology. Second one being digital. Digital is impacting all of our lives, right? I can see around this room, everybody has 1 device, 2 devices, they're on it, they're using it, and we use those devices for commerce. But there are other trends that are happening in our society that are equally impacting the payments industry, issuing banks, acquiring banks, and merchants and retail partners. And some of those trends are the following. 1, the advent of women into the workforce and women in technology. The other is inclusion of those that are excluded traditionally. So as we know in Latin America, a lot of people are living on 10 reais, 20 pesos a day. All they care about is survival, getting to their next place, getting food on the table, feeding their families, getting access to what we call the formal economy or the banked economy. And then another trend, which is really, really impactful, and the one that I'm here to talk to you about today, is the rise of the millennials. So in our countries, in Latin America, in Mexico and Brazil, where we have large populations, a majority of those populations are under the age of 30. So me personally, as I get older and older, I am just amazed by this segment and how important they are. So in order to introduce you to the millennial segment, and the role that they're going to play in the next 24 hours, I have a very, very special guest here. Someone which personally impacted me when I saw a video of her. And I would like to roll that video right now just a little bit and invite her up the stage to join me. She is 13 years old. She's visiting us from Los Angeles, California. She's taught herself to write code at the age of 9. She's an entrepreneur. She's a blogger. She's an activist, and she's a technologist. And please help me to warmly welcome up on the stage Ms. Keila Banks from Los Angeles, California. Hi, Keila. Pretty cool to be at a large Mastercard conference, right?
Yes.
Welcome. Is this your first time in Miami?
Yes, my first time.
Yeah. What do you think?
Clean.
Well, don't visit Latin America. Well, great. We're super excited that you could be here with us. So you code in 3 languages, right? Which are those languages?
Ruby, Python, HTML.
Those all roll off of your tongue, right? You all know Ruby and Python? When you registered, they asked you, do you prefer to code in Ruby or in Python? Good. So you've actually built computers yourself, right? So tell me a little bit about that. What was that like? How did you decide to build a computer?
Since my dad, he's like an IT consultant, he had this computer, and one of his clients just gave it to me, and it was my birthday coming up, and so I played this game, and I really wanted the graphics to be better, so I just bought a video card, and then we kind of just started putting more things in from there.
Wow, that's really cool. So how did you get interested in coding? Was that before or after you built a computer, or why coding? I mean, most people your age are interested in playing Candy Crush or, connecting with their friends on Facebook, so why coding?
Well, I started coding when I was 9, so I wasn't really interested in all the social media. And that was really because of my desire to create something. It was actually for a school project, and I couldn't just start doing it.
Really? Wow, but most kids your age, right, aren't quite as tech savvy and aren't quite as interested in coding and technology. And why do you think that is, or how can you get more young people interested in coding?
Well, as far as coding, many kids, when they'll see these TV shows, it's just a whole bunch of geeky command prompt, and that's what they kind of think they're coding as. But I think as far as like other things like graphic design and other things, I think kids are like really involved in that.
Yeah. Do you think it's shaped you? Has it changed you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely changing me because I've been open to more stuff like coming to conventions and just being able to like automate and stuff.
So, when I was studying in the university, my father said, you have to go study computer science because that's the future, which was very insightful. And I remember that there were no women in my first C++ basic. Most people don't even code in C++ anymore. And how do you think we can get more women involved in technology and coding?
Well, first I want to say something because I met Daniel Cohen, and she told me, she's actually a mathematician, and she told me this quote. It was like, she would ask girls, how good are you in math? And they'll be like, oh, I'm not that good. And they have like an A- in math. And then she asked boys, how good are they in math? And they say, oh, I'm really good. They have a C-. And so, I think girls are kind of like, they don't have a lot of opportunities. I think they've been given a whole lot more opportunities. They've been shown on TV. Like there's this show, I think Daniel Cohen's in it, it's called,
Project MC Square.
Project MC Square. And I think it kind of hit close to home with me because I've never seen girls like myself on TV. And I think more and more girls are influenced by that.
That's great. So we've got a lot of big brands in this room, right? Lots of banks from all over the region, a company like Mastercard. So what would be your advice to us, to these big brands and these big companies, in terms of creating solutions and technology for consumers?
Well, my first bit of advice is I'm kind of restricted to do a lot of things. Like I have a blog and it's kind of popular, and I was thinking maybe I could have like a source of income, so I signed up for Google AdSense, but I had to be over 18 to sign up for that. But I noticed that Mastercard has actually promoted a whole bunch of things in this for like millennials like me. So my dad, he wanted to build up my credit score, so he opened me up a debit card with Capital One.
I love it. You have a Mastercard.
Yeah.
Always bring props and demos.
I didn't even know see
And it was Capital One, and Capital One and PayPal are the cards I have, but they're the only ones that allow debit cards for kids. And actually, when my dad was signing me up for one, the guy was like, "Oh, we usually don't have people signing up cards for their kids." And then now I just realized when I go on the website to check how many ones I have, they actually added like a tab on there for kids.
Oh, really? Wow. So you check via the app, or do you go to the online, or how do you check?
Well, I lost a lot of my data, so I don't really trust the apps.
Oh,
I
you
go online.
Oh, good. So we have, you've heard a couple people talk about, right, this morning we also mentioned it, that there's going to be a hackathon going on here. So, Keila, can you tell the audience a little bit, what is a hackathon? It sort of sounds like a mixture between marathon and hacking. So, what is a hackathon?
Well, I've actually been to a hackathon before, so I think a hackathon to me is where a whole bunch of developers they get together for a long period of time and just work together to build a solution or something.
Yeah, so that's right. So we ran a hackathon in April in Brazil, and we ran a hackathon in August in Mexico. We ran a developer challenge most recently in Bogota in Colombia. So I think in order to help everybody understand a little bit what a hackathon is, I'd like to roll the video explaining a little bit more about a hackathon. I mean, what is it?
Mastercard believes that great ideas can come from anywhere. So we are fueling innovation by connecting with developers to drive innovative solutions through hackathons around the globe. Hackathon, a software coding competition